Is my head screwed on straight?
It's so cool to be like.
Oh, yeah.
Yo,
Oh, yeah, I didn't use
I'm an owl, bitch.
Not a single moment like that.
The masks are always there, whether we are wearing them or not. And I think that's a real nice metaphor to use right there. We have the characters right there observing us whether we were actually wearing the masks or not. So that's really handy when it gets insanely hot under the masks. A lot of what we do came out of a certain playfulness that we both share. Since we were both influenced by Dadaism and Surrealism and avant-garde theater, it was a nice opportunity to open up those vistas by just using characters. And the theatrics are definitely something that allows us for further experimentation in the future with other disciplines, other artists. I think I had this silly idea for a name like Moloch the Owlgod, and we didn't go for it, but the Owlgod idea kind of stuck, and then in one just free-balling hangout, talking shit session, somebody mentioned the word Bzaka. That is kind of a colloquialism from the place in Greece where we're both from, Yanina, and it means a fat frog. And then we were laughing. I was like, that should be the name of the band. And we just kind of combined the two ideas. And the two characters, the frog and the owl, came out of just laughing a lot. We've been friends for many years now, so naturally we started making music together. And the group kind of developed out of regular meetings we started having that were kind of hanging out, but with a clear intent to make music. Out of that process, eventually a question came out that was, how can we make an improvised flow of music as a duo that is an expression of all those musical and philosophical and life perspective things that we shared and that we talked about in those meetings. And we wanted it to be a free and spontaneous expression. We wanted to explore the creation of new and novel sounds, acoustic and electronic, and to use technology and gear that we wanted to use in a creative way, and to combine the more abstract and sound artists and temporal manipulation side of things with more concrete elements of rhythm, melody and harmony as you would traditionally think of them. So we started doing regularly improvised sets that we were recording, and we were also filming the performance, and pretty soon Efthymios, being the video guy, started manipulating the footage, adding filters, doing some funky stuff, and pretty soon it started becoming like short stories that were accompanying the music that came out of the improvisations. It was around this time that we came up with the name and the idea of wearing the masks also, and that was around a year ago. And through this process of getting together and just doing things and creating together for its own sake, crystallized what this project was going to be. An expression of contemporary music dressed up with this visual art aesthetic and kind of creepily looking towards surreal theater. And and we also did that in probably the worst time for live performances in recent history. Just saying. So we started thinking about bringing other people into the mix, musicians that were experimenting with electronic means and sound manipulation or extended techniques on their instrument, and see what energy and ideas they would bring to the table and how that would influence us. And also because only through working together with others is there any chance to actually create connections that are meaningful and that have a chance to develop into an actually alive community with shared goals and visions. There's this really beautiful quote that I learned through Josue Amador. Yeah, it goes like this. It's from Bradford Bailey. Free improvisation is political. It frees musicians from the constraints of composition, enabling direct conversation between musicians, the audience, and the concerns of a larger context. It is social music at the heart of which is interplay. It is the expression of an unmediated voice, breaking the boundaries under which we all labor. It is active, occupying the same fleeting temporality as speech. If we approach it as social music that embraces intuition and interplay over structure and hierarchy, it can be considered the most inclusive, participatory, and democratic of all art forms. Dope. Humor was always one of the things that kind of brought us together as friends, and we both have a ridiculous sense of humor. And we both sometimes take humor seriously and sometimes take seriousness humorously. Either way, it's irrelevant. Not taking yourself too seriously allows you to pursue art and truth with a lighter heart. We need to appreciate absurdity in all of humanity's endeavors, and sometimes that means dressing up as an owl and hanging a broken guitar pedal around your neck. Right now we're sitting on quite a lot of material, so we have the audio from all those concerts that we're going to release as 4 separate EPs in the next year. So that's one thing, and another thing that I kind of hinted at already is that we want to experiment with improvisational theater, improvisational comedy techniques, and bring those elements also, and have some sort of multidiscipline collective improvisation with other musicians, which we also want to use the animal, masks, fairy tale characters concept. And this is an idea that we're developing right now.